a school of foxes. The knocking became a pounding and some yelled, "Anyone home?" "That's not Fabiola," said Grandma. "Naomi, do you expecting anyone?" I shook my head. I thought I heard that voice before, but I couldn't put into a face. Setting the ball aside, my hand twitched and I missed the counter. The three soap carving tumbled to the floor in a rain of wire feathery shavings. "For heaven's sake, Naomi," said Gran. "It looks like a fox got into the hen house. Clean that up likely split and I'll get the door." Gran got up, turned off the television, and reached the door in one step. Did I mention that companies coming twice? I hope it isn't someone trying to sell me something and me in my clown head. I certainly don't need door-to-door makeup. If it was salesperson, they'd have to talk to Gran. Through the screen became she never, ever set foot outside the trailer in her hair curlers. Gran opened the door. She narrowed her eyes like she was trying to focus real hard. While I cleaned up the soap mess, I craned my neck to see who was standing on the step. "Well, aren't you going to invite me in?" Gran truly looked like she'd seen an apparition, which is what she calls a ghost. She finally stepped aside and a lady walked in, pulling a big black plastic garbage bag that she has to tug through the small door open. "I got my belongings to fit in this one bag, and that's a miracle," said the lady. "You were hard to find. I looked in 3 phone books before I found the address. I never expected you'd be living in a trailer park." She wore jeans, red boots, black leather jacket, and a hefty splash of sweet gardenia perfume. Her hair looked like a crayon curled maroon, the one that's not purple and not red but something in between. And for some reason, I couldn't take my eyes off her lipstick. It was the exact same color as her hair and went up and down in a perfect rounded M on her top lip, this part. The lady looked at Owen and me and said in a sing-song, "He." When she got to more than a blink for us, she sat down on the covered bench that served as the seat of the kitchen table. When the table was put up, the seat doubled as a flannel bed. She looked a long look at us, then turned to Graham, who was still holding the door wide open, and said, "Just look at these babies." All I could think was that nobody in their right mind would ever mistake me for a baby. Sure, Owen looked more like a kindergarten than a second grader, but it was for positive that he was nowhere near babyhood. Finally, "Shut the door," the lady said. You two have gotten big." A strange, kissy feeling crawled around my stomach. "Naomi? Owen?" she said. "Get yourself on over here and give me a hug." Slowly, Ram shook her head back for a foot. still looking dazed. You can't just waltz in here after all these years and expect these children to recognize you. Don't be silly, said the lady. Children always know their mother, don't you, darlings? The words swarmed in my mind. Our mother? Said Owen, his gravely brows cracking. My heart pounded so hard that I feared it would leap across the room, and my thoughts started jumping up and down on a trampoline and bouncing off the corners of my mind. Her face was round like Owen's, and her skin was so white it was almost pink, like Owen's. I suppose that came for all the Oklahoma in her, but she didn't look anything like the picture of the blonde teenager that Graham has shown us over the years. Still, her eyes and the smell of the perfume were strangely familiar. Grant said, Naomi, Owen, go on to your room so I can talk to Terry Lynn. Oh, that's not my name, anyone. I changed it to Skyla. Isn't it beautiful? Naomi and Owen, come on over here. I would like to hug my children. We looked at Graham and she nodded. Owen went first and reached out to hug Skyla. But before he could, she said, Oh, look, you have something stuck to your shirt. And she reached down and started to pull off the long piece of tape crisscrossed in her chest. Owen clapped his hands over the tape. Graham and I jumped at the same time. No! He likes it, I said. It's just a little comfort thing he does, said Graham. Some kids have blankets or soft animals they drag around. Others got contentment for trailing their hair, or sucking their thumbs. Owen had to have tape stuck in the sheets. The clear kind of people used to grab presents. For some reason, it brought him a peculiar satisfaction. Skyla put her hand back. He wears it on purpose? She looked from Graham to me to Owen. Then she started laughing. Woman, what have you done to his boys? Graham's eyes got all beady, like pigeon eyes. He's just fine. There's no harm done. Owen looked at Skyla as if she was a fairy princess, but still didn't take his hand off the tape. He gave her his biggest jack. Oh, lantern smile. I swore his mouth was too big for his face, and said in a dreamy sort of way, It's all right. You didn't know. I walked over to Skyla and she put her hands on his shoulders, keeping me at arm's length. She didn't that sort of leaning in type of hug with a quick check touch. It was not I have seen you in 7 years type of hug that I would have expected. Then she did the same to Owen. I put my arm around Mr. Starry Eyes and hurried him to the bedroom. As soon as we were there, Owen grabbed my hands and started jumping up and down. It's our mother! It's our mother! Maybe she missed us and wants to know all about us and has presents for us. Shh, Owen, stop, I said. We were only a leak and a promise for the living room kitchen separate but a flimsy accordion door, which I did not shut. I want to hear the conversation word for word. I need a place to hang out for a while, said Skyla. These children don't know you. Well, it's about time they did. You should have thought of that years ago, said Graham. I'm not going to have you coming in here, Terry Lynn, and messing with their lips. I told you my name is Skyla. And where did that come from? Said Graham. My new boyfriend, Clive. He said I didn't look like a Terry Lynn. He said I look beautiful, like the sky. I'm Skyla Jones now. I went back to my maiden name. And for your information, I'm not here to mess up this kid's life. I'm just here for a visit while Clive's at training. Training? Said Graham. He's a tattoo artist, said Skyla. And don't look at me with a hard eye stare. There's good money in tattoos. He's learning dragons and flames for a guy in downtown San Diego. Clive is staying with him at the studio and it's too small for me, too. So I took since I was in the area. It will be a good time to reconnect with my children. Where have you been all this time? Asked Graham. I've had some trouble. What kind of trouble? Said Graham. Even though my ear was starting to catch a phrase, their voice gathered in a whirl of whispers I couldn't hear. Then we heard Skyla yell, You can go along with me or not. I'm their mother, and Clive says I've rights. Now we could hear Graham loud and clear. You left those children with me when that boy was a year old and covered her to hide with infected insect bite. Naomi was 4 and didn't even talk until she was almost 6. Don't make out like it was such a big deal. Interrupt Skyla. Naomi was always stubborn and quiet, and Owen just had a few bits. No, ma'am, said Grant. Naomi went to a counselor for 2 years. She had selective motives. That's what is called. From insecurities, and Lord knows what other trauma during her young life. That's what counselor told us. And Naomi still doesn't talk much. Owen was on antibiotics of 3 months to get him cleared up. There's no telling what went on in Mexico that caused those children's abominations. And now, 7 years later, after you never sent a card or made a telephone call to have let us know you were alive, you want to talk about our rights? There was a little hitch in Grandma's voice. Terry Lynn, they're tried to me. You promised I could raise them proper with no interference. What was we agreed on before you left. Naomi and Owen seem fine now, so I couldn't have been that bad.